Yeah, they just updated it or something. I had to move everything around yesterday. Hold on. Ooh. Well, there goes that. Dang it. I think I just broke it. Y'all know that ring lights, it's like a graveyard for them here. I don't know if they be making it out or what. You hear me? I'm trying to tell you it'd be crazy. Cold ring lights. They don't know when they get delivered here what's going on. They don't know that they come here to perish. Cause I got so many dang ring light. Well, I threw a lot of them away, but y'all done made me burn through a good 10. Y'all hear me? Y'all done made me burn through a good 10 of these lights. All different kinds. I quit buying the expensive ones with the expensive stands because the stand is expensive, but the light ain't. They need to invest more in not the stand. Listen, I'm so tired of buying ring lights. I need to invent one. I need to, because they playing. Like, make the dang thing metal. Don't make the pole metal. Like, they be trying to do all that, and it be the little pieces that connect the ring light that's raggedy. That be the part that's raggedy. Um, just trying to make sure I got all of this right. So, all the ring lights be the same quality, but the stand that's where the money is. Right. Right. That's what I'm talking about. And they be on that BS, because what the heck? Got me paying $69 and a dang ring light still cheap. I need that to be sturdy. The little pieces they need to make those metal and not the whatever. Hopefully y'all listening. So with that, I got up this morning and I was like, Dad, I don't know what you want me to read. I don't know what you want me to read. But somebody tagged, now before we get to what we're going to read though, because it made my heart glad. Somebody tagged me in a couple videos. I'm sorry, y'all, that I have not been getting back to y'all videos when y'all tag me in them. Please forgive me. CERCA just been, I don't know. I don't know if it's menopause or what. I can't pinpoint it. I don't know. So with that, somebody tagged me in a thing, and then we knew that the water, that they had to recall the water, right? And remember I told y'all I bought bottled water for the first time in 2 years, and my stomach was bloated and hurting and all of this stuff, and I was like, yep, I had to run it through my purifier and then I could drink it, right? So that made me think about God telling us about the water being bad. I was thinking the water out of, which it is, the water out of the sink, but it's also the bottled water. Now it's crazy because I've drank bottled water since I was about 14 and would not drink because I lived on the West Coast. So we drank bottled water. We went to the little mushroom huts and got water. I've always drank bottled water since I was like 14. But 2 years ago, when God told me the water was going to go bad, I quit buying bottled water and I got my Pure Well and I just run everything through there, right? For 2 years. Well, 2 years after God told me the water was going to go bad, not only is the water out of the tap bad, but the water in the bottles are bad as well. That's very interesting. Do you understand? So not only was God telling us about the water, because then they said, oh, 50%, 60%, 100% of America's water in the pipes is bad, but then here we go, it's in the bottles as well. Right? Because I could drink. Remember, I was like, I don't buy bottled water no more. I ain't bought bottled water in 2 years. And it's crazy that when I did, my stomach instantly was bloated, hurting. And remember, I told y'all, which was really crazy. Remember, I told y'all I put the bottled water in my Keurig. And then when that bottled water went out, it left all this white residue in the holder where my water go. And I've been using sink water and that don't happen. I put the sink water through the purifier, but that hasn't happened. So it left this white, like powder substance in my Keurig basin, in the, the whatever that thing on the whatever. I don't know, but I know that I've been having that cure for over a year, and that's never happened. And I've been drinking the water through my Pure Wheel for 2 years, so it was just weird. Listen, it was crazy. Okay, then let me think of who did it. Aunt tagged me in a video of a young lady said it's supposed to be like 24 storms that's supposed to come through here, and she was talking about the power grid. I said, interesting. Interesting. We talked about that. So it's crazy. That's why we got the water filtration. It is. But it's amazing to me that I remember when New York's mayor made the commercial telling us to drink tap water. Listen, that just happened to me. My bottle was, yeah. Remember I told y'all that like 2 weeks ago. When my stomach was all bloated, I'm like, the water reservoir part. I thought it was strange as well. Yeah. Yeah. So I just went back to using my Pure Wheel, and now my stomach don't hurt. My sister told me the power went out last night. She was asleep. That's crazy. All right. So, good morning. Y'all want to hear a story? Like a real story? Now, if you have this book that I'm about to read out of, I'm not going to tell you the page because it's like I'm reading you a story. If you go to it, that's fine. If you read ahead, that's fine. But don't try to answer the questions and put little stuff in here. I don't like when that happens. Okay? I'm just going to say that now. I don't like when y'all do that. I don't know who be doing it and why they be doing it. But they try to go ahead, read ahead, and then drop little hints about what's coming. I don't like that because if you want to teach a class, you need to do it. Okay? So that's why I don't be wanting to give y'all what I'm reading first, because some people just, they can't help it to read ahead and then try to put stuff in, or, don't do that. I don't like it. I love y'all, and I know y'all be wanting to answer, but just wait till we get there, because you don't know where I'm going with what we about to do. Okay? And I say that just out of, yeah. I don't like when people do that. It's like telling a movie for me. Okay? So, with that, here we go. I was reading. I asked God about what I should read today, because I'm like, I'm really tired of talking about the same stuff. So, and you've given me so much. Where do I go? So I came in here and sat and looked at this shelf, and I got some books last night, and I was reading some other stuff, and then I came this morning and I got this, and I think you guys are gonna love it. So, would you like to have a story day? Is that what y'all want? Y'all want one of those? Because it's about to be juicy. Y'all want a juicy story time, or? Okay, good. Now, I'm going to go make some coffee because I haven't had any this morning. So I'm going to give y'all a few minutes to get settled, say all your hellos and everything, and then I'll come back and we'll do our thing, okay? Get your juicy socks on, honey. Get your juicy, gentlemen and women, get your juicy socks on, okay? Because it's going to be juicy. The Bible's really juicy. The biblical stories are really juicy, honey. Okay? I'll be back. Give me about, 2 minutes, because it takes about 1 to 2 minutes. Y'all ready? Is y'all ready? Because, baby, this had me in tears. I cried when I read it. And I'm going to skip around. But I cried. Good tears. I was like so touched to my heart. I ain't felt like that. Because I be seeing it when I'm reading. And it touched me. You hear me? Okay, let's go. I hope y'all ready. Here we are. Yes. We'll come back to this part. I'm going to... Because I marked in a whole bunch of places. So I want to make sure that I'm starting at the place. Okay, here we go. Yeah. All right. Y'all ready? Y'all ready? Do I need these? No. You know what I do need, though? Probably my magnifier. Oh, well, we'll just deal with this for right now. Okay. Here we go. So it says, and she arrived in Jerusalem and brought to the king very many precious gifts which he desired to possess greatly. He desired to possess these things, right? It says, and he prepared her great honor and rejoiced, and he gave her habitation in the royal palace near him. And he sent her food for both morning and evening meal. Okay. And he sent her food both for the morning and the evening meal. Each time 15 measures by the quarry of finely ground white meal, and cooked with oil and gravy and sauce in abundance. And 30 measures by the quarry of crushed white meal wherefrom bread for the 350 people that she had with her was made, with the necessary platters and trays, and 10 stalled oxen, and 5 bulls, and 50 sheep, without counting the kids, and the deer, and gazelles, and fatted owls, and a vessel of wine containing 60 garrote measures, and 30 measures of old wine, and 25 singing men, and 25 singing women, and the finest of honey and rich sweets, and some of the food which he himself ate, and some of the wine whereof he drank. And he and every day he arrayed her in 11 garments which bewitched the eyes. And he visited her and was gratified, and she visited him and was gratified. And she saw his wisdom and his judgments and his splendor and his grace, and heard the eloquence of his speech. And she marveled in her heart and was utterly astonished in her mind. And she recognized in her understanding and perceived very clearly with her eyes how admirable he was. Ooh, and she wondered exceedingly because of what she saw and heard with him, how perfect he was in composure, and wise in understanding, and pleasant in graciousness, and commanding in stature. And she observed the subtlety of his voice, and the discreet utterances of his lips, and that he gave his commands with dignity, and that his replies were made quietly and with the fear of God. All these things she saw, and she was astonished at the abundance of his wisdom, and there was nothing whatsoever wanting in his word and speech, but everything that he spake was perfect. Who y'all think I'm talking about? Who y'all think I'm talking about? y'all think I'm talking about, baby? Solomon. Ooh, he did all of that. Baby, you gonna send me 11 outfits a day, all the oxen and cows and good old cornbread. You hear me? You said you want to take care of me. You said you want me to be yours. Not only did he take care of her, he took care of 349 other people that was in her entourage. Biscuits and gravy, baby. You said you want me to get thick, sir. Right on. He said, you a little skinny girl. Let me put some meat on your bones. I done sent you some gazelles, some oxen, some He wasn't beating his chest talking about, I'm a man, I'm the king, ho. You gonna do whatever I tell you to do. You gonna get these little scraps out, dance for it. Jump up and down for it. He wasn't hollering all in her face, talking crazy. Interesting. He had the power, but he didn't use it in the way powerful men use their power now. Interesting. And when he saw a woman that he wanted, he did whatever she needed so that she could trust him. Interesting. Interesting. Me too, baby. That's why your auntie was crying when I was reading. I said, oh, God, yes. Yes, God, where they at? You hear me? Is there any of them out there like this? Isn't that interesting? But guess what? Y'all remember in the beginning of this, no. Look, this is the thing. But hold on. Did y'all miss the first part of it? Let's go back, ladies. Because we can all say we need a man like that, but hold on. Remember we talked about being valuable or expensive? Remember? We talked about being valuable or expensive. Okay, I'm going to read something. It says, and she arrived in Jerusalem and brought to the king very many precious gifts, which he desired to possess greatly. She did her homework. She didn't come empty-handed talking about, okay, you got a lot of money, what you gonna do for me? Girl, because I only want me a, She came with valuable stuff. She wasn't just about to get up in his kingdom and be expensive and a headache. She didn't have to ask for no clothes. He sent them to her. But she came bearing something that he had been looking for. Something that he wanted to possess. She had what he was looking for. She came to the table with something more than a fat tail and an attitude. Interesting. And the value that she brought with her, he realized he wasn't losing nothing, so he didn't mind cashing out on her, honey. She said, I got what you want. I got what you need. And interesting. She was also a virgin. Had been the queen 6 years, and she was a virgin. But she did her homework. Because she could have brought a whole bunch of stuff that he already had. Ooh. Hello? Is somebody in here? I'm going to say that again. She could have brought the same mess he dealt with the last woman. The same insecurities, the same money hungry eyes, the same I'm about to put it on you and he didn't have it all already. All the kinds. Interesting. How does she know what he had been looking for? Because she did her homework. She didn't try to use seductiveness to get what she wanted from him. Okay? She brought something of value, something that he had been looking for. So my question to y'all is this, and we gonna get moving on. For those of you that are not married, and even if you are, do you use your power on your spouse for the wrong reasons? Are you valuable to them? Do you give them what they looking for? This is men and women. Because we be looking for different stuff. What is your value to your relationship? Besides, I've been here a long time and or bro, she ain't going nowhere, bro. I can do what I want to, bro. She man, we married. What she gonna do? She ain't going nowhere. Do you listen? What value do you bring to the people around you? What he lack, I pack, and vice versa. That part. You hear me? You understand it? And this is why your girl had to be. I said, yep, this ain't the one. Lord, thank you for the experience. But I can't. You don't have no value in my life, sir, at all. For me, that was my experience. You hear me? When I have to think about what I can count on you for, when I have to think about what I can go to you for, it ain't nothing. And there are some men that have women, they can't go to you for nothing. They can't get nothing that they need from you, but you get everything you need from them. Whatever that is. This can go for friendships too. Is you always the friend that always, you never... Relationships and personal interactions with people is a give and take. And whether it's you listen and then you give advice or whatever it is. You hear me? It's a real thing. Because this world teaches you, get in, get what you can get, and get out. Well, you cheat yourself. I'm struggling. We're not on the same page. I do know a lot, but I'm not getting it back. Okay, so then you ask God to show you what to do. I've dropped many friends because of that one-side stuff. Yolanda, I'd rather be valuable in all things and not expensive. Ain't that crazy? All right, let's get going then. I just want to drop them few seeds right there. Okay. All right. It says, and Solomon was working at the building of the house of God, and he rose up and went to the right and to the left, and forward and backward. And he showed the workmen the measurement and the weight and the space covered by the materials. And he told the workers in metal how to use the hammer and the drill and the chisel. And he showed the stonemasons the angle measure and the circle and the surface measure. So he was a foreman at all his own projects, wasn't he? Or the project manager. Solomon was a project manager. He wasn't just telling people what to do. He was down there with them while they was doing it. No. Mm-mm. Okay? It wasn't no nigga do what I said, nigga. He down there making sure it's done right. You hear me? He down there making sure it's done right. Yeah. A real leader. He got in there and got to work. He didn't just bark orders. Oh, okay, y'all feeling what I'm feeling? And this is even for relationships. Is you always talking about what you want, but you don't want to help put in the work to get it? I'm just trying to understand. Okay. And everything was wrought by his order, and there was none who set himself in opposition to his word, for the light of his heart was a lamp in the darkness, and his wisdom was as abundant as the sand. I mean, he knew a lot about everything. Good. And the speech of the beast and the birds, and of the speech of the beast and of the birds, there was nothing hidden from him. What does that mean? And the speech of the beast and the birds, nothing was hidden from him. Tell me what that means, family. Dr. Doolittle. Dr. Doolittle, Dr. Doolittle, Dr. Doolittle. Could you imagine? Could you? Y'all. Here we go. I didn't even know I was going to do it. One moment. I need one more thing. You just give me one moment, okay? Hold on. All right, here we go. Could y'all imagine sitting in the king's face? Okay? You sitting in Solomon court. He's sitting there on his throne. And a dog walked by. He say, "What you say? Man, don't talk crazy to me." And the bird come through and he said, "Quit running your mouth and don't tell them nothing else." A lizard goes slithering through the water and an alligator. And he like, "What you say, Gerald?" She did what? He go and pet the damn horse. And the horse neighing. He like, "Yeah, that's what I thought too." So y'all really do be thirsty when y'all be running. I knew something was up, man. I be trying to get y'all the best water around here. Is it cool? You stable all right, or? You gonna be okay with that? He talking to this the king. got a mouse in his hand. Like, so what was they saying in there? Good, good. I need you to go back and lay under their bed and tell me exactly what they say tomorrow. No, no, no. I know it's uncomfortable for you because I know. Scurry on and come back and tell me what they say. Okay? All right. You gonna be okay with that. If your husband or wife or child come in with the dog and say, Bernie, I told you don't do that no more. And Bernie said, he's like, no. You gonna be okay with that? You're not gonna think nothing? If you see a person talking to a monkey, dog rolling their eyes at the king. Okay, now you feeling me, Tamika. You said, oh, I'm gonna think a few things. Right. Y'all realize he could talk to the fish. He could talk to the whales. He could talk to the snails. He could talk to the flies. He could talk to the grasshoppers. He could talk to the fleas that ride on the backs of dogs and understand what it was that they were saying. Do y'all understand how monumental this is? When the birds were chattering to each other, not the ones that you could hear, the parrots, the bird chatter we hear in the morning, he heard it like we hear conversation. What if there's 1,000 birds in his court at one time that have just flown back from all over the country? Do you realize the amount of information that you could surmass with? I don't even know if that's right. Amass with all of that. You could send mice into your enemy's camp. You could send lizards to the pool where the people is, to the river where the people was bathing. You can send mice into your what you call them people, the hand and all of that. If you wanted to know anything, and then here we go. How does the devil always copy what God does? What is a familiar? What is a familiar? What do familiars do? Yeah, but there's other kind of familiars too. It's an animal. An animal. Right. They have a frog, they have a cat, they have a bird, they have an owl, it's an animal. Now there are familiar spirits. Yes, you did. You ain't never seen a witch and her cat? And she talks to the cat and the cat goes and does her dirty work and she can see through the cat's eyes? Sure you have. It's in every cartoon. Interesting. So how much information could Solomon get? Do you realize he could send mice into his enemy's camp? The people that were trying to attack him, he could send birds. Interesting. What agency do we know right now in America and different places in the world uses this exact same technology? The CIA. They have dragonflies that are cameras, that are recorders, flies, the birds, and all sorts of things. Right or wrong? Okay. Interesting. So they still taking stuff from the Bible. This world still mimics everything that, even though they won't acknowledge God, they use his technology all the time. Interesting. Interesting. Can I ask y'all a question? When did CERN open the last portal and it was the big deal? Not it was during the thing, but when was there a time before that that they opened it recently too? Cause you know what? I was walking down my hallway today, and I might have talked to y'all about this, but it just hit me again. Two of the paintings that I painted last year in my anger have a lot to do with what's going on right now. Ain't that crazy? And when I was doing it, I was just thinking about other things and was it last year? So in July, around May or June or July of last year, I painted some paintings, and I think I showed them to y'all. One was like fire, and it was by water, and it was all these buildings behind it. And I'm not an artist. I am as rudimentary as they come, okay? But, and then the other one, I just was walking. I said, this a damn portal. Y'all look. And I showed these to y'all before. But it really hit me today of what the heck I was looking at. Now, again, I'm not no real artist. Oh, no. I take that back. It was January 2024. So it was January, not July. This one was January. Do y'all see that? Because I wrote it on here, January 2024. So it's not July, it's January. Excuse me. Ain't that crazy? Water, fire, land, buildings, and this. Yeah, but Hawaii happened last year. That was like 2 years ago, a year ago. But you don't think this is crazy? That these are the two, and I painted them around the same time. I'm thinking. So I don't know. But I was walking down the hallway and they on opposite side, and I was like, wait a minute. Cause I just be on there. I don't know. When I get these, I just start with a color and whatever come out. I don't have no, cause I'm not a real artist like that. You know what I mean? Just whatever comes to my mind. If it's scribble, it's scribble. But I just do think that this is odd, and I'm wondering what relevance this has to what's about to happen. Cause this is crazy. Did I show them at the same time? Okay, so I made them at the same time. I don't know. I don't know. But I tell you this, I just have a feeling that these are going to be relevant for whatever reason. And for me to be looking at them every day and I pay no attention. And then this morning, you hear me? So I wonder what these mean. Because even my little drawings and all my little sketches, they all be for something. It's like my subconscious be telling me things, which we know what the subconscious is, but moving on. You hear me? I don't think it's a coincidence. Okay, so here we go. Whatever it is, right here. Okay. Something. Because it hit me to where it stopped me in my hallway this morning. Like, dang, girl, you didn't even. So I'm going to go and look up some stuff and see. I don't know. Y'all hear me? I don't know. But they hit me real hard this morning, so I got proof that I felt it, talked about it, something. Y'all be my proof. Y'all be my proof. Because literally I was walking and I was like, because they just on the wall. You hear me? And I ain't thought about them, nothing. But today they had relevance and whatever, to the point where it literally stopped me in my tracks. And I'm like, wait a minute. Wait. Right? So what's going to be interesting, if there's a coastal city somewhere, this, y'all just keep y'all ear to the ground for me, please. Can y'all do that? Yes. Yes. Can y'all keep y'all ear to the ground for me? Heat wave and frequency manipulation. Listen. No matter how many times I say it, people still do it. Moving on. Okay. All right, back to where we were going. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Are we ready? Y'all ready? Okay. All right, here we go. Okay. So I'm skipping a part. All right. So it says, and the queen said from this moment, because they had some other conversations, I will not worship the sun, but I will worship the creator of the sun, the God of Israel. And the tabernacle of the God of Israel shall be unto me, my lady, and unto my seed after me, and unto all my kingdoms that are under my dominion. And because I have found favor before thee, before the God of Israel, my Creator, who hath brought me unto thee, and hath made me to hear thy voice, and hath shown me thy face, and hath made me to understand thy commandment. Then she returned to her house. Okay? So, who remembers one of the first videos I did, and I said these are Ethiopian and Coptic priests, and people corrected me? Y'all remember? It is. But y'all remember everybody was under that post saying that is not true and this and that. I said these are Ethiopic and Coptic priests. Yes, they are. Yes. This happened because of the Queen of Sheba's union with Solomon. And it's interesting that the Ethiopian Bible has the oldest preserved canon, or the most amount of canon that is preserved. They have wisdom in Ethiopia how to build from the top to the bottom. Their churches were built out of rock. Who do you think came to oversee some of that? Because it still astounds and blows the mind of builders and scientists today. But y'all don't think the wisest man in the world? Exactly. Because the only reason that Christianity or Judaism or whatever you want to call it, the Hebrew thing, got over there is because of him. The only reason that the Holy Scriptures made it to Ethiopia was because of Solomon. And if you go and you read about what all she gave him, he poured so much knowledge into that woman. It was not, she just said about building, about money, about business, about this, about that, about science, about the stars. And Ethiopians have things that you don't find anywhere else in the world. A lot of stuff. They sure do be having a lot of gold. It'd be a lot. And she was already rich, but he made her even richer when she got pregnant with his son. And they the only African country to never be colonized? Interesting. Could that be because of the seal of God that he put on them? Because the Queen of England be bowing to the Ethiopian priests and kings. Ooh. Charles now kissed the feet of the Ethiopian king, no matter what they tell you. And do. Facts, I did my dissertation on Ethiopia. Oh, the Pope has kissed the hand of the EP and the feet. So who is it that all the presidents kissed the Pope and all, what do they know that we don't? You said got to get more coffee on that one. If the Pope is the holiest man on the planet, why is he bowing to the king of Ethiopia? He don't bow nowhere else. He don't bow nowhere else, but let him get over there and get close to an Ethiopian king. He gonna bow, kiss their feet. You know why? Because that black Madonna that you see look just like them Ethiopian people. You mean like the Queen of Sheba and her son Menelik? And in this book that I'm reading from, it talks about how he was a son that left from Judah and went to Ethiopia and all of that. And every time you see them, they're illuminated. Yes, they do. Okay. Okay. Make it things that make you go, Good morning, Miss Rhodes. The Ark of the Covenant is it. Listen, it's a lot of stuff over there. Yep, it is. They know. They do. Come on. Yeah, Kiva. You said I'm going to go down some rabbit holes today and learn a few things about Ethiopia. Good job. You should. Ethiopians will tell you they are from the tribes, the 12 tribes, right? So that's why when people was correcting me when I put that video up there, I just looked at them. And then when they would be like, when I showed them the picture of the Coptic priest that looked exactly like the Ethiopian priest. Well, wasn't the Israelites in Egypt for a long time? Y'all don't think they flipped nobody while they was here? You hear me? Y'all don't think that God did with all the miracles, y'all don't think none of them Egyptians turned to Christ or turned to God. Joseph was dang near the highest man in the kingdom next to the Pharaoh. And they knew what he believed. They'd allowed him to practice his religion in Egypt. They didn't care because of the value that he had in his mind and the anointing that was on him. Wherever he was at, he was blessed. And so because he was in Egypt, Egypt multiplied and they were blessed. You don't think that's crazy? So why would there not be Coptic priests if God was constantly sending his people into Egypt? You don't think they left no writings there? You don't think a lot of the king's wise men used to be Israelites or Hebrews? He sent his son to Egypt, come on, to be taught, and did. So that's why I say when people be talking crazy, I'll just be like, whatever. That's because you just don't know. And it's not like, oh, you don't know. You ain't did enough research to talk crazy to me. Yes, there was Coptic priests from Egypt that knew the word, that got the doctrine. Yes, there was ones in Ethiopia. Matter of fact, they got it straight from Solomon, the wisest man on the planet. That's why their books look like they do. Books have black saints in them, black angels, a black, and Solomon gave them this information, and you don't think it's accurate? He sent her home with some of his books. He sent her home with whatever knowledge she wanted. Yep, it does. Come on. No, thank you. Who is it? Somebody knocking on my door. Who is it? I don't know why they do that. Moving on. Y'all ready? Here we go. All right. Okay. Skipping down here. It says, and when the queen sent her message to Solomon saying that she was about to depart to her own country, he pondered in his heart and said, a woman of such splendid beauty have come to me from the ends of the earth. What do I know? Will God give me seed in her? So, daddies, you gonna make the Queen of Sheba my baby mama or not? Because did you see her? Look, she done came all the way over here from Puerto Rico. Is you gonna let me tap that dad or not? Because I can't even sleep thinking about this girl. She's smart. She got a head on her shoulders. And she showed up with everything I was looking for. Dad, is you gonna let me smash or what? This a nigga. I don't care what nobody says. Solomon is a nigga. This nigga walking a hole in the floor. He done had every chick from everywhere, but this one he ain't had. Look at him. He said, "Woo, shoot, bro, look, let me tell you. No, man, did you see her, though? Nah, I did her right. I sit over the food even I eat. Shoot, I made sure she ain't good, bruh. No. I put her up in her own suite, took care of her whole crew. You know how I do, bro. You know how I do. You know what I'm saying? Made sure she was straight, bro. She gonna remember me. Oh, yeah, she gonna remember me, nigga." You gotta think. There was other kings from other places trying to get at her. He wasn't the only one. He put the smack down, though. He put the smack down. He said, bro, she ain't, I bet you she remember me, bro. Watch this. Watch what I do. I done already had Jodeci go over there in SWV. I told him the songs I wanted to sing to her every day while they making her hibachi right in front of her. Then I had the girls go over there and wash her down in the milk bath, nigga. And I sent her little outfits for every hour on the hour, nigga, except for the one she sleeps. She got something to put on, nigga. She gonna represent me well, nigga. Oh, wait a minute. I said, Solomon, where is your girl? Sir? Oh, when I tell y'all I was crying reading this, and not in laughter, and just, God, you're so good as the people that, ooh. Listen here. Listen. Danielle. And did. She said, and another one. Listen. I'm trying to tell you. All right. So, that makes me happy. Just thinking about it. You know what I'm saying? So, okay. So it says, and when the queen sent her message to Solomon, saying that she was about to depart to her own country, he parted in his heart to shut up and see to her. Okay. Now, as it is said in the book of Kings, Solomon the king was a lover of women, and he married wives of the Hebrews, Egyptians, and the Canaanites, and the Edomites, and the Moabites, and the Riftu, and the Quergay, and of Damascus, and Syria, and women who were reported to be beautiful. Hold on. That nigga said, I got hoes. I got hoes in different area codes. Ooh, area codes. I got no. He done said I want her. You? Yep, I like Amazons, girl. What's up? The Canaanite women was the Amazon women. He said, girl, look at them long legs. Shoot. Yeah, I need me a son from you, girl. And look at you. You real style. Yeah, I'll take her too. Let me see that hair, girl. Let your hair down. She like, it's mine, Solomon. This ain't no wig and stuff. I be using juices and berries and stuff. Solomon. He like, yep.
Come on, she got real hair. Come on. He said, yeah, my son about you gonna be nice, girl. Real nice. Mm-hmm. You hear me? She like, look, and I can cook, like, I can make food and stuff. Don't play. You hear me? Listen. You said if I didn't know any better, I would have thought he was a Pokemon trainer. Kind of that part. Huh? You said what now? So you like Amazon's all the way down to the pygmy ladies, huh? You said I'm coming through. You hear me? I am coming through. Listen. Solomon is a trip. Listen. Listen. Hilarious. And he had 400 queens and 600 concubines. Now this which he did was not for the sake of fornication. He didn't have all of these women for fornication. If you understand, most of those people that I mentioned were enemies of the house of Israel. The Canaanites, the Ethiopians, I'm sorry, the Egyptians, the Moabites, the Edomites, they were all races of giants. Know thy enemy. Ooh, it was a political move. You said it. Because look here. It says, but a result of the wise intent that God had given unto him and his remembering what God had said unto Abraham. I will make thy seed like the stars of heaven for number, and like the sand of the sea. And Solomon said in his heart, what do I know? Peradventure, God will give me men children from each of these women. Therefore, when he did thus, he acted wisely, saying, my children shall inherit the cities of the enemy and shall destroy those who worship idols. Strategy. Because when he went and got those women, he had to give to those cities. They asked him for something. He said, but because I'm royal blood, I'm moving in, and all of y'all that worship idols, and all of y'all that's doing magic, and all of y'all that's doing, he said, I'm sending my kids in there to tear it down. The art of war. Exactly. Very, very smart. So where they thought they was getting aligned into him, God had a whole plan. I'm going to send part of the holy seed of Abraham all the way down, David and the like. Now, mind you, who is their granddaddy? Game of Thrones. I told y'all Game of Thrones is the Bible, and I'm going to prove it to y'all. I was looking at something yesterday in two of my other books. I said, wait a minute. These names, So their grandfather was known for war. So you don't think that he was going to train, his grandsons were trained by the best people in war strategy? Now, mind you, he wasn't just marrying no raggedy women. He was marrying queens and princesses. Do you understand? Because he planned for later on in the line for everything that was connected to him to be in management. And if I trained them myself and put my word and my law and God's wisdom down in there, this is why I be trying to tell y'all, when you go over and you're reading the ancient literature of the East, Solomon had sons over there. He had sons dang near from every continent almost. So you don't think he was going to send his sons and daughters with knowledge? This is why you see the wisdom of Solomon everywhere. Not only did their wise men come and get information from him, they traveled from around the world to come and sit in his face and ask him questions. How far is Ethiopia from Jerusalem? This okay. Do you want to marry me for my love or my land? What are you talking about? Anybody tell me how far it is? The distance between Ethiopia and Jerusalem? How many miles is it? 1,500 miles? Is it? Girl, I don't know about no kilometers. Rika, how many miles is it? Yeah, that's not what I asked. I said miles. It says 1,679, so over 1,500 miles. 2,500 miles. Okay. 2,500, 2,700 miles. So between 1,500 and 3,000 miles. Could you imagine doing that on a horse? Or in a chariot with no air conditioning? Just imagine driving from California to Oklahoma with no AC right now. Ain't no gas stations to get no water. You got to feed and be able to hydrate everybody coming with you. Side aside, you might not have been here when I said, please don't go ahead and go ahead of the story and be trying to teach my class. Stay right where I'm at. You might not have been in here for that. I love y'all, but I don't like when y'all do that. If you want to teach, then you'll go do it on yours. But right now, stay where I'm at, please. Because there might be somebody in here that don't know the story. And I don't like when I just said that at the beginning of class. I don't like when y'all do it. If you've read the story, keep it to yourself until I get there. Thank you. Thank you. I don't like when people do that. And this is why I don't even want to tell folks where I'm reading it, because folks will read ahead and then do that. I don't like it. For a reason. Now, back to what I was saying. It's weird. By road is 60 hours. Woo! You will do it in a carriage with no AC? I will afterwards. Listen, y'all. Just be with me. I'll tell you where I'm reading from later. It's the reason I'm doing this. Okay? Just
chill out. Just be cool. Okay? This is not a read along right now because I'm about to be moving all over. Everybody gonna be asking what page. Just stay with me. Okay? Love y'all. And I'm not being mean. I'm just hold on. Okay. 7 hours in a car with AC was miserable. Oh, okay. All to go get some knowledge. All to go to school. Would you do it? You got to think. Ain't no pay. They might not have been. They was going through deserts. All kinds of stuff. You hear me? To go see a big tall tree. And will. And will. And it said she made several trips. She didn't just make one, baby. She made several trips. Oh, okay. Listen, okay. And so now that we know that he done had all these kids, see, the Bible makes it seem like he was just out here wild. He had a plan and a strategy for every single thing that he did. Isn't that interesting? There wasn't nothing that Solomon did that didn't have strategy attached to it. With him talking to the animals, he can know everything that was going on in his kingdom at all times because it's always a bird, a spider, a bug, a net, a flea, a fly, a cat, a dog, a bird, a rabbit. It's always an animal around, and he understood every single thing that all of the animals were saying. Birds, camels, alligators, everything. Interesting. So it wasn't nothing that was going to escape his ears that was going on in his kingdom. Because even a fly buzzing by the buzz, he knew what the fly was saying. Flies land on your food. They be around. You don't even know they're around. He could understand spiders. Interesting. So if a spider is in your room, they got 8 eyes, he can ask the spider, what did you see and hear? Could you imagine? What could escape him? Huh? Y'all know pigeons can fly what, thousands of miles or hundreds of miles in return? They sent a raven. He was the first one doing that, and they wasn't bringing rolls. They was telling him, talking to him, telling him what was going on, just like in all the Disney movies. Yep, I'll tell you later. You said Solomon was Victor Newman before Victor Newman was Victor Newman. Hilarious. Too funny. And was. Okay. It says, now those early people lived under the law of the flesh, for the grace of the Holy Spirit had not been given unto them. And to those who lived after Christ, it was given to live with one woman under the law of marriage. And the apostles laid down for them an ordinance, saying, all those who have received his flesh and his blood are brethren. Their mother is the church, and their father is God, and they cry out with Christ, whom they receive, saying, our Father who art in heaven. Okay. So, that's, oh, okay. I want to read this. No, thank you. No. Okay, here we go. Because I'm skipping around. So, y'all ready for this part? Now, listen here. Now, this is going to make you think. Put your thinking cap on. Or is y'all thinking cap on? Is we ready? Is y'all thinking cap on or no? Because we're going to go to this and then go back. Y'all ready? I need you to put your thinking cap on. Y'all ready? Okay. It says, and when Solomon the king saw this vision in his sleep, his soul became disturbed, and his understanding was snatched away by a flash of lightning. And he woke up with an agitated mind. And moreover, Solomon marveled concerning the queen, for she was vigorous in strength and beautiful of form, and she was undefiled in her virginity. And she had reigned for 6 years in her own country. And notwithstanding her gracious attraction and her splendid form, he had preserved her body pure. So they end up laying down, and he didn't mess with her. Whew, I don't know if men can do that now. Moving on. Some of them, not too many. All right. And the queen said to Solomon, dismiss me and let me depart to my own country. And he went into his house and gave unto her whatsoever she wished, for splendid things and riches and beautiful apparel. Now, mind you, she had already stayed with him for 6 months. And every day he gave her 11 outfits new. Now she about to go 6 months. So every day for 6 months, he gave her 11 outfits. 11. Every day. Okay? For 6 months. And then when she got ready to leave, he let her take whatever she wanted. Interesting. He already been giving her all of that stuff for 6 months every day. The cows, the pigs, the rice, the this, the that. Her servants, he taking care of her servants. She get the best wine. She even get the one that he drank. Because everybody know the king get the best wine, okay? He was giving her the best wine. He was giving her the wine he drank. He gave her wine for the peoples, old wine and new wine. But he also gave her the food that he was eating. Nobody ate the food the king ate. The king got the best of everything. And he gave the queen of Sheba what he had. So it's amazing to me that people always want their spouse to have less. They want their spouse to struggle and grovel and this and that. That's interesting. Because the most blessed man on the planet took care of everybody around him for real and didn't parade around like, and you better. He was a servant still, and he was not so disconnected from anybody around him that he didn't know what was going on and care about their needs. That's interesting. Interesting. He wasn't walking around talking about, I'm the richest man, I'm the smartest man, you gonna do what I say. He even treated the people that was his construction workers good. So why is it that the men and women we see in power now treat people so bad? And make people grovel for whatever they're going to give them, and make people grovel and do unseemly things for what they supposedly have to offer that's good for them. And the wisest man and richest man in the world never did that. You don't think that's crazy? Or no? Oh, okay. Very interesting. Here we go. It says, she wished for splendid things and riches and beautiful apparel which bewitched the eyes. For beautiful apparel which bewitched the eyes. Everything on which everything on which great store was set in the country of Ethiopia. And camels and wagons, 6,000 in number, which were laden with beautiful things of the most desirable kind. And wagons therein, and wagons wherein loads were carried over the desert. And the vessel therein. Now hold on, wait a minute. So he sent her back with 6,000. Wait. Oh my God. Could you imagine 6,000 wagons? Chicks be happy when a truck pull up a van and it got gifts in it.
or a new car, and it's got a few gifts in the back. He sent her back to Ethiopia with 6,000 wagons of stuff, not counting the stuff that he had already gave her for the 6 months that he had been there. And she came with stuff. She brought 350 people with her. That's a long time to bring clothes for 6 months. She said, I'm about to hurt him with this one. Listen, I don't know. But 6,000 wagons. Y'all remember, they wagons can hold their whole house and all kinds of stuff. You hear me? Y'all don't think that's crazy? 6,000. That's mind blowing. Huh. And y'all wonder why Ethiopia got it like that. Listen. You said you sure right she gonna remember him. You see, now you get why I was just a crying with the tears of joy and stuff. Ooh. Listen, right, because you only came, now listen, right. Because you only came with 350 people. And each wagon got to be drawn by somebody, so you sent her back with 6,000 servants plus your 350? Or did you send her back with 6,000 camels? But somebody had to ride the camel. She only came with 350 people. Hey. That part, Miss Nicole. I see what you did for others, Lord. So you didn't send her back with 6,000 attendants? Because who's manning all those wagons? You said, I'll be a Solomon servant. That part, imagine that no man can match that energy. Geez, Solomon. That part. And she still didn't put a hole in his pocket. Listen. You said when the whole nation pulled up. That part. Ooh, wee. You said what now, sir? You said, huh? Okay, look. Now, here's the interesting part. 6,000 in number, which were laden with beautiful things of the most desirable kind. So he sent her back with the stuff everybody wanted, but nobody could get. He sent her back with the stuff that was the most desirable. That means other kings didn't have it. Other kings' wives didn't have it. You hear me? The most desirable means it's hard to get. Oh, okay, never mind. But get this right here. And wagons wherein loads were carried over the desert. Now, hear me. Listen to what I'm about to say right here. And a vessel wherein one could travel over the sea. So he sent her back with a boat. And a vessel wherein one could traverse the air or winds. What is that? This nigga bought her a plane and a boat. A yacht and a boat. A yacht and a plane. Baby, where? They had planes at this time. They had planes. Who remembers me telling y'all that the planes that you see on the Egyptian hieroglyphs were exactly that? We read all the time about how they was taken up in a whirlwind. Okay? We read about how they flew from Antioch to this place. Do me a favor real quick. I'm going to run to the restroom. Go look up hieroglyphs from around the world that show flying vehicles and see how old they are. Hieroglyphs, not just in Egypt, hieroglyphs from Japan that show flying devices. Go tell me, everybody find a different place. Wherever. Okay? I'm gonna run to the restroom. Y'all, everybody find a different continent and go look at some hieroglyphs or petroglyphs or whatever they call them things and see. Because I don't want everybody always go to Egypt. So let's find some other places. Scandinavia, hell, I don't know. Go somewhere. Everybody find a different place and see. Just look up ancient flying, whatever, devices, machines. We know about the Argonauts and they was flying. So that's it. All right, what we got? What y'all find? What y'all find? What y'all find? What y'all find? What'd you find over there, Linda? What'd you find? What is this? Come on. Oh, here we go with this stupid stuff. What y'all find? All I know is that looking at these damn hieroglyphs, these flying vehicles is mind blowing. The history we've been taught is fraudulent, yes. In Vimana, 6,000 years ago, there was a flying machine in India and in Chinese text. Interesting. Interesting. Helicopters, big birds, what's what they are. They look like the dragons that's flying around in they have flying chariots. Really? Really? Hmm. Interesting. So not only did they have flying vessels in India, the Mayans had aircraft. Ooh. Who else? The whole palace flew. Yeah, we saw that in the Rise of the Guardians. Or what is it called? The Guardians of the Galaxy, Galaxy Guardians, whatever y'all had me watch recently, didn't we? You love it here. The Sumerians have flying ability. Ooh, so now when you go read the Bible and it said they flew away. Huh? Was they flying when it said they took flight? They wasn't just running, honey. Yeah, they have flying apparatuses everywhere, no Boeing. Isn't that interesting, family? The Phoenicians have flying contraptions too. Interesting. The Queen Baya had flying artifacts from 1,000 years ago. Oh, really? Like these people really playing with us. Yeah. There is nothing new under the sun. Just like they lied to us about the light bulb. They told us the old boy invented it and it was invented in Egypt. And we can see proof of that. Who's astonished? Anybody? Okay. Rise of the Shield Hero. Anime had flying palace ships in China. Oh, okay. Do it make your toes wiggle a little bit? How many people about to go down some rabbit holes today? They did. They still did. Not everybody had the ability to fly, babe. Just like everybody ain't been on a plane right now. How many people have never flown before? Is there anybody in our class that's never been on a boat or never been on a plane? Anybody that's never flown before? You never flew? You never flew or been on a boat? No boats for you. You've never flown? You've never flown? You've never flown? You've never flown? So y'all would be the people that just rode on the ground. Right. It's a lot of people that didn't fly. It's a lot of people that don't fly right now. But it's a lot of people that fly all over. And it's a lot of people that's always on a boat. Right. See? So some people was on the ground and some people was in the air. Just like now. Nothing new under the sun. Isn't that interesting? You said toes throwing up gang signs. That part, I haven't flown in 18 years. Okay. You said I got on a boat one time and it flipped over. I said, no, ma'am. I got to be able to touch. I mean, I didn't been on a boat, but I got to be able to touch the bottom, babe. Anybody over there, your neurons firing real good from today? Anybody? This is why I be telling y'all. Oh, now we ain't done yet because I want to show you something else. One other thing I want us to go over. So one other thing. Dead. Oh, here we go. One last thing. Y'all ready? So where did y'all say it was India? Y'all said they had the flying, good morning. The flying devices? Huh? It was India, y'all said they had flying devices? Flying palaces in India. Interesting. Can I read something to y'all real quick? Yeah. Okay. It says, from the middle of Jerusalem and from the north thereof to the southeast in the portion of the emperor of Rome. And from the middle of Jerusalem, from the north thereof to the south and to western India is the portion of the emperor of Ethiopia. For both of them are of the seed of Shem, the son of Noah, the seed of Abraham, the seed of David, and the children of Solomon. Who remembers that Abraham settled in India? The reason that the real Indians is blacker than me is because they come out of the same line of people that the Ethiopians do. If you look at the Ethiopians and you look at the Indians, and I'm talking about the darker Ethiopians. You don't see something close there with the Hindu people, the dark-skinned Hindu people? Even the way that they dress and they wear their clothes. The spices that they use. Remember, Sheba brought spices from Ethiopia that had never been in Jerusalem. Well, if she brought spices from Ethiopia and then he took those to his children that are in India, and he had a child with an Indian woman, the way they wear their chunky gold jewelry the same. There are some Ethiopian women that put dots, I believe, in the front of their head, and how they wear their headdresses, everything. Even some of their dances are similar. Because they've been colonized, honey. They've been the same way we do, while we got folks over here bleaching their skin. Ain't no different. They was colonized too. Because the real Indians' feet look like my uncle's. The real Indians look like the niggas from the South. Them big, black, pretty hair, curly, thick, strong featured people. Ooh, glory, glory, glory. Even y'all done seen the fine dark-skinned Chinese, Japanese, Taiwanese niggas? He was over there too. Y'all seen the people in the Solomon Islands that have the only ability to be able to dive without diving equipment? And their pupils dilate? And they had the wisdom to bust their eardrums so they could dive deeper? I wonder where they got that from. They said there are species on Solomon Island that was here dang near before the flood. Or at the time of Solomon, birds and beasts that they don't even come down, they don't even go over there because it's supposed to be dinosaurs on the Solomon Islands. Father Abraham had many sons. Many sons had Father Abraham. So I wonder if they have the ability to speak to birds, because they show always be telling us tropical people can speak to the animals. Interesting or no? You said, oh, my toes. Not on my toes now. Because all of y'all kept asking me. So tell me, who is Aswan? That's my nanny, nanny, boo boo. Who is Aswan? Because I know my family know. Who is Aswan? Adam and Eve's first daughter. So remember when people was telling me it's not a city called, it wasn't a city, Aswan in Ethiopia, but I know that it was. It might not be called that now. But in the beginning, basically they say that Ethiopia is where, oh girl, the daughter would have, Aswan, Ethiopia. And then there was Aswan, Egypt as well. But Aswan, Ethiopia, whether it's called that now or not, is like birthplace of civilization. Right? We talked about it because that's where the first sons and daughters were born. Because Adam and Eve were created. I believe so. I believe they was like one. And that's why I be telling people the lines and how they, who conquered who and all of that. And when they moved, they named it after their mama or whoever. Which takes me to Josephus, and we gonna go look at that in a minute. We gonna be there because I was over there in a minute. But Aswan is the name of Adam and Eve's oldest daughter. The birthplace of civilization. I already got 4 tabs open on my laptop. I just keep adding. Good job. Yes, the big green book. Okay. 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 So, just real quick, it said, and moreover, this is talking about the Queen of the South. It says, and moreover, she was exceedingly rich, for God had given her glory and riches and gold and silver and splendid apparel and camels and slaves and trading men or merchants. And they carried on her business and trafficked for her by sea and by land in India and in Aswan. So you don't think when those Ethiopian men were going into India that they saw women that looked exactly like them and they mixed cultures? They were always doing business, Ethiopia and India. Ethiopia, India, and Israel. Or Jerusalem. Jerusalem. Y'all getting me? Is y'all feeling what I'm saying? So you don't think when she did business in India that they sent her back with servants and stuff? You said I'm going to have to go back to my class to fill in my notes. Y'all don't think they was intermarrying and they was doing business together? Huh? Because I'm sure if they took servants and you can only marry for your status, it was Ethiopian servants that probably married Indian servants. And so when they took that Ethiopian woman home to their mama or however it worked, they was going to be taught the traditions. Girl, let me tell you, you had to take care of my son because this is what he liked. So not only did she know how to make Ethiopian dishes, she learned how to make Asian dishes. Indian dishes. You know what I mean? Ethiopian and Indian dishes. And y'all don't think that they meshed that together, seeing as how the spices was going from Ethiopia to India and so forth? Huh? You said going down the rabbit hole. Okay. And okay, so now do y'all understand why we have about to make a real big mess right here. I can feel it in my soul, but it's okay. I'm the librarian. Oh, Dad. Ah! Okay. Okay. I knew it. I can feel it. Whew. Let's go through them, shall we? Ooh. Of course, we know this. Right? We all know this one. We know this. Here's one of our Ethiopian Bibles. This one is in Amharic, with Old Testament based on a Septuagint. Okay, Amharic. Okay, so this is one. All right, so we got the English. And then we have, I always do this wrong because I be forgetting this way. Because they read right to left and not left to right. Then we got this one. The Arabic New Van Dyck Bible. Really? Really? And it's in Arabic. We have that. And this came straight from Egypt, from Heliopolis, Cairo. You see that? My girlfriend bought me this in 2018 or 17. Right? Okay? Because I know that God left his word in Egypt. I know that. Moving on. So we have our one Ethiopian Bible that's in Amharic. We have our English Bible. We have our Coptic Bible. And then we know that they traveled all over the world. We got that. Interesting. We got this one. Because if it say they spread out all into the world, I believe it. Okay, we got that. Thank you to all of you that contributed. This one's cool as well. We got this one. You said what? You said what? Interesting. Okay, let's keep going. Ba-da-ba, 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 ba-ba-ba. What is this? What is this? Come on. The Vedas. The Vedas. And when I look through here and I read the Vedas, if you've ever taken the time to really read them, right, a lot of it be interesting and sounds a lot like some of the stuff we know, but we look at it and we see how they depict it, and we don't look into much of that. But let me show you something. Where's my paper? And I done showed y'all 1,000 gazillion times, but it's gonna be relevant today. Interesting. Interesting. And this is why they have the Saraswati and Gagar, or Sarah and Hagar River. Interesting. And if you go and you look at where he migrated to India. Interesting. Interesting. Uh-huh. Interesting. Interesting, interesting, interesting. Interesting, interesting, interesting. Interesting, interesting, interesting. Interesting. Just keep going. Oh, to the yes. Oh, to the yes. Oh, to the yes. To the yes. 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 Oh, to the yes. Oh, to the yes. Oh, to the yes. To the yes. 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 And because old boy had 2 sons, and one became the Christians and one became the Muslims, we should definitely have this because they had the same daddy, didn't they? Didn't those 2 groups of people have the same daddy? Okay. Put all this back. So now, lovely, lovely students and family members of mine, do y'all see why I say it's important to study all to get an understanding? Huh? And you can't just go off of, he didn't list all those races of people in the places that they went to for nothing. He didn't list that for nothing, family. It's a reason he be telling you the cities that people went into captivity in and all of that. Oh, I'm trying not to, I promise. So many of them in here that there's not space for all of them. Wonder who did that.
Yeah. Interesting. And we still got another Ethiopian Bible here that's in a different language as well. Yeah. Now, how is these in here? Because this is taller than this, so you go there. Okay, I gotta make sure. Oh. Oh, I did. Oh, no, I never unzipped that one. That wasn't the one. That's the Russian Bible. That's what. There we go. Sorry, y'all. Hold on. This don't go here, but it's okay. And we got our Jerusalem Bible. Thank you, Auntie. All right, now you guys back to your place. And y'all be wanting me to, I don't have no more space for it. I cannot even take these books down without getting attacked. Nope. That's upside down. Whew. This thing got hot. This a whole workout. You hear me? Goodness. It's hot. Okay. Listen. I don't know why people be trying to play with librarians like they don't lift books all day. Well, maybe now they don't. I don't know. And the book's heavy. Okay. Y'all still here with me? Everybody still here or what? Did y'all leave? Oh. Claiming a bigger class. I definitely need one. I definitely need a bigger classroom. I need a bigger space. Oh. Because listen. Goodness gracious. So much stuff in here. It's ridiculous. There's just stuff everywhere. But I done got it organized where I can see the flow though. So who's y'all mind tinkling today? And for everybody that wanted to know the book that I'm reading out of, it's the Kebra Nagast. And the reason I didn't tell y'all, because just like folks was doing today, people always want to go and try to teach my class for me, and I don't like it. So I went from 4 tabs to 7. Hilarious. This is what I was reading from. Some of y'all already got it. Some of y'all about to go get it. It's okay. Very interesting. You said my heart just be tingling here, that part. Okay. So. Ooh. You're welcome. Excuse me. Anybody learn something new today? You're welcome. Thank you. Thank you. Listen, we like learning over here. For real, we do. But it ain't just a rush read, and we don't just read because, no, we want to completely understand. So this is why I encourage y'all, when you're reading just the regular KJV, when it lists a place, go look it up. Go look at the people that lived there. Go look at what they ate, where it was. Didn't know they had planes back then until today. Now you understand why I kept telling y'all to go look up Jason and the Argonauts. Didn't Jason and the Argonauts have flying ships? When did Jason and the Argonauts live? I just learned what the name of one of the daughters was. Oh, okay. I was just saying earlier today that I need to go get the carbon and gas. Okay. Yeah, you said I'm going to have to buy me some new toes. Hilarious. That's your movie? I don't even know that I've even watched it. What? Never mind. I'll find it. Okay. Around 1300 BC.
That's what it says. Around 1300 BC is when the Argonauts lived. It says 800 BC. My dad put me on a long time ago to that movie before I even knew what I was watching. Come on, Dad, I was trying to tell you something. In 800 BC is when the Argonauts lived? Huh? In the age of Homer. Okay, you went, okay. Now, what was Homer writing about? Homer and Hesiod. The Odyssey. Right. And what was it about, the Odyssey? The Iliad and the Odyssey. And what were they about? The Trojan War. The Greek gods. The Greek gods. Zeus, Hermes, all of those people. Hesiod and Homer wrote about the angels' children. Did they or did they not? Yes, the gods, goddesses, and monsters. Interesting. And we already put together that the 12 divine families are also the 12 tribes. Right? Now, okay. So, some people that were living in that time and close to that time were David, Solomon, Rehoboam. Okay? Is y'all hearing me? Uzziah, Ahaz, Jehoshaphat. In that 800 BC to 1000 BC, this is who was living. And they lived at the same time as the Argonauts. So the Argonauts had flying saucers or flying devices, and Solomon sent the Queen of Sheba home with some too. And he sent some to India to his Indian baby mamas over there as well. And they was all living at the same time. Let's see who was living in the Chinese dynasty at that time. Was Mo Vang, Kong Vang, Ye Vang, or Yi Vang. I don't know if I'm saying these right. Leo Vang, and some other folks. It says Meles the first is the king of Lydia. Okay. So Sennacherib, it was living at this time too, over in Persia.
or Babylon and Assyria. You said Meles. Isn't that the name of the dragon in House of Dragon? Isn't that the oldest dragon? The one the mama be, the one the auntie be riding. Now see, you all in my business, Miss Nicole. You all in my business because that's where I was at yesterday. And I was reading about Herod. The dragon siblings, maybe? From Og. Because I was reading in Josephus. And it said in there that other people fled to a mountain in Arabia. And they escaped the flood. In Josephus, that's what it said. I said, what? The mountain builders. So they had floating mountains, floating cities. The giants were the mountain builders. And we know for a fact that there is monolithic kingdoms underneath us. Are there or are there not? They've showed us under the ocean. They've showed us when they go down in something that they think is just a mound, that it's a whole city under there, way underneath the ground. So if the giants was building the mountains, and it says there was giants before the flood and after the flood. Because remember, we talked about God said he killed everything on the surface of the earth. But the giants had already been building underground. God killed everything, listen, on the surface of the earth. But if the giants were already living underground, this could possibly be how they escaped the flood if they was in the mountains, like we just seen that man up in the hills and the giant closed the door. Well, the flood wouldn't get in there because it's in a rock. Fraggle Rock. Didn't they have a giant underground in Fraggle Rock or bigger? Oh no, she had to go out to see that dragon, I think. The giant. And once they was done building underground, hold on, what happened in The Hobbit? Wasn't they living deep in the ground too, mining stuff under there? They had a whole kingdom in the mountain, didn't they? Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, where was they at? I was watching some documentary and they found underground cities for like years. I gotta remember the name. They was working in the mountains and in the mines, underground and underwater. The dwarves had a kingdom too underground. And their ceilings was real, real high. You're right. Even in the book of Og, they was doing that. The City of Ember is a book about a city underground. Interesting. Y'all got it? In Attack on the Titan, the underground was a city too. Uh-huh. Is y'all feeling what I'm putting down? Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up right now. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up right now. Oh, oh, put it in your basket and take it home. And then go down the rabbit hole. Listen, come on. On the surface. Because the Bible says was giants before the flood and after. And we just seen in 2023 a man and his wife walking along. They was walking. And what happened? The side of the mountain opened up and the nigga was sitting there like this, watching the birds and watching the people. And when he saw them, he closed the door. Interesting. Very, very, very interesting. Very, very, very interesting. Is this man coming to my house? Probably. Let's see what he's about to do. Hopefully not. Give me a second. I think this is maintenance. I mean, he about to have my door wide open. Okay, he ain't coming to my house. I don't like it. I don't like people in my house. Oh, maybe they is. I don't know. I might have to let y'all go. Because I'm trying to see if they come into my house or not. Okay, anyway. Matter of fact, I am going to let y'all go. Just in case they about to come fix my door. So, because it's a whole bunch of maintenance people outside. They probably about to do some work orders. It just... So, I'll talk to y'all. Because I don't know if they about to come in here. And once they, if they not, I'll get back on. I love y'all. Give me a second. Because y'all know I don't like people in my house. Hey.